Hi, my YouTube friends. I'm Kelly. Thanks for coming. I'm going to see if I can make covers for that quilting journal that I was making. I have an Amazon package that I cut in half and a couple of pages of white cardstock. So if I glue them down about like so and then just trim off the extra, I'll have the right size. And hopefully I can hole punch them successfully. Fingers crossed. Alright, we'll go from about here. Spread it out a bit. If I have to go a little bit more around the edges, I will. Let it dry. And this one, the back, about there from the blue. Okay. Whoops. Right about to there. A bit more this way. Okay, we'll let that one dry too. Alright, glue's pretty much dry. Hope you guys can see that okay. The other side has some nice paper on it, but I have a printed out explanation of the journal, what I was using it for. I'm going to put it like here. Actually, it goes like this, so I'll probably put it there. And this fabric is going to go on the front, but not to there. The hole punch, I drew a mark, an inch, okay? So this... Sorry, I think it just went out of frame. Let's just double check that. Yeah, that's better. Sorry about that, you guys. It's kind of hard to see with this camera. So, basically what I'm going to do, this distance from this edge that I drew is 7.5. So I made a mark. So that's where it's going to tuck under. And this is 1.5 inches there, and that's 1.5 inches there about. So I'm just going to make sure that it goes around. And this will cover up that a little bit on the back. And that's okay. It doesn't really matter. I might even make this a bit shorter but when I actually do it. But for now... that's what I'm going to use. So, in this space here, I'm going to use a bunch of scrappy bits. And I'm going to sew them randomly here and there. And make it look collage-y, sort of. I have this big pin. You guys see that okay? I will show it closer eventually when I get it done. I'm going to pin that somewhere on the front. I also have some white lace I'll probably put somewhere. I have this little tag. Put that on the front somewhere. I have jute adhesive tape. I might put that on the edges. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out as I go. I'm showing you guys what I did with my phone because I can go closer. I ran a couple of basting lines of stitching all the way along. Just to hold it. And then in several places, I went around with zigzag. Just random. It's a little bit rough looking, but that's okay. I have marked out, I want the pin to be about there, so I put a little green mark. And I wrote on this with gold. And I want it to be right about there, so I made a little mark. And I'm going to carry on decorating it up a bit more. Okay, this is pretty much done. I'm happy with it. I mostly did running stitch with various DMC threads. White ecru, or this light pink one here is 3774. And the lighter blue one that's up here is 3753. The gold that I went around here with and attached it is this Krennic braid, number 4, very fine 202 high luster. These pearly beads, they're all Mill Hill. 2001 are the pearly ones. The clear ones up here are 02010. The gold ones over here are 02011, and these are just the regular glass seed beads. These silver ones are antique seed beads, and they're 03007, and that's them down there. So the next trick is to get it attached to the cover that I already started. I'm going to go with the Fabrifix glue and just do this a little bit at a time. First of all, starting along the edge to get that lined up properly. Kind of spread it a bit. Squeeze it and spread it a little bit. Come on. There we go. Okay. Line that up like that. Pat it down. I'm going to let this part dry a little bit, and then I'm going to just work my way across slowly until I get to the edge, and then I'll do all the tucking afterwards. Now to finish the edge on the front, I'm going to carefully stick down this crochet lace with Fabrifix, but just a little bit at a time because I don't want it to goosh through the holes of the crochet lace. Alright, the inside of the front cover is done. I put a little bit of explanation about the journal and some of my little ephemera bits. I glued them down. This is that adhesive jute. It kind of looks kind of cool. The paper I used, and I wrapped around the fabric from the front. The back cover's done. I just have to put one more of these clear little reinforcement thingies on there. Whoops, as it goes underneath. Just a minute. Come on. There we go. Okay. This is the inside. It is kind of collage-y of old quilting magazines that I no longer want anymore. And some pretty fabric. And the reinforcements just to make sure it doesn't fray. There's the back. I use more of that sticky jute. I like that stuff. I'm going to buy more. And I put reinforcements on here. Now this is still the plasticky packaging showing. This is my journal. I don't really mind that. If I was making it for somebody else, I would make sure that was covered up. But for my purposes, it shows a little bit of the blue. It's fine. I don't mind. I'll live with it the way it is. So there we go. All done. Except for, I still have to go to Staples and get rings. I'm thinking probably 2 inches. Maybe 3. I don't know. I'll have a look and see what I can find.